I don't even know what to say as a funky little intro anymore. I guess begin the video? Yay! So, today I wanted to talk about my new obsession, pixel art. It's not at all the kind of art I usually do on this channel or like anywhere, but I'm here to, I guess, give a little backstory to why I became so obsessed with it. Basically, for those who are new here, usually my art is not pixel art at all. I guess here's a few examples of what I would usually draw. It's more like anime-ish, rendered, very detailed, character-focused artwork. And these days I've been drawing lots of pixel art environments, so I guess that's basically the opposite of what I usually do. But I started doing pixel art as uni work. For those who don't know, I'm an illustration student, and this term our task is to make a project with a role-played client, and my role-played client is the WWF, and I chose to work on a video game for them. So I chose like a JRPG style video game, but for the WWF, so I have to draw like natural habitats of endangered animals. So I decided to kind of challenge myself to do this style I've never really done before. And I looked up a few tutorials. Literally all I learned was from the channel Angry Miko. He made really useful and helpful tutorials about pixel art on Procreate, so I'm not gonna repeat what I've learned. If you are interested in doing pixel art on Procreate, I'm gonna link the tutorials below. Basically, I watched the like basics tutorial where he teaches how to make a pixel art brush, and a tiling video that you will see me draw in the next few speed draws, where basically it's like making a map for a JRPG, so you use textures and assets and like re-copy paste them to make a map. But you'll see what I mean when the speed paints actually start. I'm rambling. Anyways, I am a tiny bit obsessed with pixel art, but why such a sudden change in my art style and like what I usually would do? Not to get too deep or anything, I was kind of getting burned out with my usual stuff. Like, I really was getting tired of drawing characters, and anytime I would draw a character or like start sketching, I would be really unhappy with how they came out, and I just kind of didn't even start drawing characters. The idea of drawing characters already made me discouraged because I knew that my expectations of how the drawing would come out would be way too high to what I could actually do. Just unhealthy mindsets combined with burnout. Not very fun. So instead I focused on uni work because it's kind of what I have to do. So I was like, wait a minute, this feels really refreshing and I'm actually having fun. And then I remembered that having fun is something really important when you do art. So it feels really refreshing, and I don't have this like pressure on myself to draw these really cool characters, and like when I do character focused work, I kind of force myself to stick to my usual style. I like drawing characters in the same style. I'd say my style is mostly accurate to real-life proportions, but it still is somewhat exaggerated. For example, I like to make limbs really long and hands and feet quite big. So when I do that, I have to like... Oh, and I also make them very rendered. So even if I use references, I have to kind of convert the references into my own art style, and well, it's just very complicated, and I kind of... It's just not very fun to me anymore. That's a lie, I still like drawing characters, it's just... I guess I just really needed a break with them. Anyways, Pixel art, on the other hand, was something I've never done before. Like, the very first speed paint you saw me do was kind of like a test of how I do pixel art. So I had zero expectations about myself because I've never done it before, and it was a lot more fun than I thought it would be. And then when I did the tiling technique, it kind of felt like I was doing art for a video game or like a JRPG, and even though it's not the art I usually do, I am a really big fan of JRPGs, so it felt like I was doing something that I already liked, and I was surprisingly successful at it. Like, obviously I don't think my pixel art is the best pixel art I've ever seen, but considering it is my first time doing pixel art, it was like a pretty good start, so I was really inspired to keep working on it. And something else that kept me working on pixel art was a friend of mine kind of saw my first pixel arts, like the pond, and that inspired him to make like a video game OST-ish music, technical terms, and basically we kind of inspired each other with that one. Like, he looked at my pixel art to like get inspiration for his music, and for the third speed paint that will be in this video, it was kind of the opposite. He started working on an OST that reminded me of like speaking is difficult. He started working on an OST that reminded me of like an otherworldly spirit world casino, and I really wanted to draw like a pixel art map that would be the area where that plays as an OST. So I guess music was also something that helped me keep working on pixel art, which I've never really done that before either. Like, with my usual work, I guess I've done fan art of songs before, but this was a bit more than that. This was almost like a collab with a friend who also works on music, so yeah, lots of different elements playing into me finally being inspired. So what have we learned today, kids? Motivation and inspiration are very important parts of work related to art, in my opinion, and it is really, really difficult to force yourself to do quality work when you are not motivated and or inspired. Like, for example, my character work. Lately, I haven't been drawing a lot of them. Like, mainly, I've been drawing them for YouTube videos. Like, the last fully finished rendered character I drew was Jenna, for the Jenna video, my OC Jenna, for those who don't know her. Watch the video where I talk about her, cheeky self-promo, yay. Anyways, that was like weeks ago, and I just really, really didn't feel like drawing characters when it wasn't for a YouTube video or for like uni work. So yeah, if you don't really feel like doing work that should be personal work, then maybe it's because you are not motivated to do said work. Like, yes, art block exists, and I think I'm gonna do a video about it eventually, but some ways to work around it is motivation and inspiration, as I said. So maybe you don't have art block with all forms of art, or maybe your problem is that you are just not, and by you I mean me, by the way, this is just what I've been going through. What a rumbly video, what a mess, oh no. Anyways, I kind of lost track of what I was saying. What I mean here is you should focus on what you actually feel like working on, and it's okay to let yourself explore new things. It's okay to admit that work that you usually are passionate about or inspired by doesn't inspire you anymore. It's okay to let yourself go in new different directions, and I feel like the work you will do will be the best possible quality if you genuinely care about what you are doing and if you are enjoying what you are doing. because when I try to force myself to draw something I don't feel like drawing, it always turns out worse than the art I care about and that I am passionate about. And I feel like that goes for everyone. Like, yes, it's possible to force yourself to do work that you don't care about, but it's also always it's always going to turn out better if you actually care about what you are doing. So all of that rambling to say, do whatever you feel like doing with art, and if you genuinely care about it, it's probably going to be better. And if you don't feel like drawing anything at all, then maybe it's time for a break. But yeah, I'm getting distracted from the topic. Basically, I do pixel art now, and I'm very happy about it. Who knows what I will do next that I am happy about. I guess take this video as half an update and half a rambling mess. I can't really focus on putting lots of effort and time into my YouTube content these days because I am in my final term of uni and I have a big project to submit, the one I literally talked about earlier. So I have bigger plans for my YouTube after uni work. Wink wink, video essays may be a thing, but video essays require a lot of time and research that I do not have right now, so hopefully I will get to work more on YouTube stuff when I am done with uni work. So yeah, hopefully I will keep posting somewhat decent content during my uni work. Maybe I will turn my uni work into content like this video, but yeah, I'm rambling again. Thank you for watching. If you stuck until the end, you are a real legend because this video was a huge mess, and honestly, screen recorded speed paints like this are not the most fascinating to watch, so I apologize that I couldn't watch like real-time pixel art or anything. Maybe next time I will remember to actually record myself draw. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Yay!